Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem, amma ba'd. So one person, he mentioned to Hakim Sahib rahmatullah alayhi that him and his brothers, they come to his gathering and his bayans and they benefit a lot. And however, his other friends and his family members, they don't come and they're not on religion, and it really kind of bothers him, and he wants to try to get them to come to the program. So he benefited, he wants others to benefit as well. So obviously, it was part of Iman is لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. So until you benefited from a particular madrasa, a particular teacher, a particular scholar, a particular lecturer, so you want other people to hear that as well. You benefit from a particular WhatsApp status, somebody's message that's going around. Now you want to call other people towards it. So he replies, what should I do? So he says here, when you call somebody else to a lecture or to the bayan or something, you need a lot of hikmah. It's also da'wah. You need a lot of hikmah. And he says that for mubtadi, I mean, a person who's just starting off, he said, don't. It's interesting. He said, don't try to call other people to my lectures. The reason is, he says what happens that you don't have the experience, you don't know how to do it, and shaitan will put other people in his heart like bad thoughts. And he says here, कि Shaykh ने नऊज़ु बिल्लाह उनको अपने agent के लिए छोड़ा है. Like basically, this Shaykh has got agents and trying to get everybody to come to my gathering. So the Shaykh doesn't do that. So sometimes what happens is that as teacher, Madrasa, the students, they don't know any of these things. But the students, they just get excited. And they don't realize that in them trying to promote the Madrasa, promote the teacher, they they're actually bringing down the Shaykh's manqaba. Like for example, I don't know if it's one person is talking about his teacher. He goes, oh, she's a good teacher. Yeah, I remember he just taught us, it's benefit so much that, the first day he just taught us, fal fa'il maf'ul. So when he left, one of the other ulama said, oh, but Jumla Ismiya. So it was not the teacher's fault. The teacher said, I'm teaching something so important. But so he's trying to promote his teacher. And his teacher was a good teacher. It's a good thing. But it's the student doesn't understand what the value of his teacher is, how to get to the benefit from it. So he's trying to he's benefiting. He wants others to benefit. It's a good, mashallah. Again, maybe have good thoughts. But now, the way you try to, you don't even know how to. So what you just said in front of the other ulama, you made yourself look a bit silly. You're funny. So sometimes when you're young, inexperienced, trying to bring other people towards your madrasa, towards your teacher, towards deen, so again, the maqsood is deen. And then obviously there's asbab, you have a teacher, you have a madrasa, you have an institute, you have different, so that's how people come to religion, via different things. And when you're doing this now, sometimes you end up causing more harm than good. And then people say, these are I don't know, they start taking a mick. There was one story, I can't find the words, but remember my teacher, he mentioned the story, that there was one teacher and his student, were very close. So they used to spend a lot of time together. Some people have the problem with that, if you see somebody walking around with a Manchester United t-shirt, nobody has a problem with that. They don't say, oh, you're mad, you're stupid. Why are you following so much for? But someone's very close to the teacher, in deen and religion, they start having a problem with that. Now, why are you spending so much time with your teacher for? It's what's the problem with that? You understand? Yeah. So anyways, so this is when the teacher good times to go with him, try to learn, to take benefit from him. And you don't only learn knowledge, you also learn akhlaq. There was one story, Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi, that he went to, I think, Harith al-Muhasibi, I think he loved al-Muhasibi. So he was going, somebody said, where are you traveling to? You're such an old age. Which muhaddis have you got left to study hadith from? You're the oldest person in Baghdad or in this area. They're all your students. There's no more person who's got hadith which you don't have. I'm not going to study hadith, I'm going to study akhlaq. I'm going to go by fulan person. So Imam Ahmad is elder, rahmatullahi alayhi. I'm going to go by him and I'm going to spend time with him so I can learn his akhlaq. So sometimes you also learn. Some we learn nahwa, sarf, balagha, qira'at, tajweed. So I'm going to learn akhlaq. Sit with him, his company, and I learn his akhlaq. So people spend time with the teacher. So the teacher used to go, was going to mark, he said, you don't come with me. So I said, why? I want to come with you, learn. He goes, no, people will laugh at us. They take the mick out of us. So I said, what's the problem? He goes, يَعْثَمُونَ وَنُؤْجَرْ. He says, يَعْثَمُونَ وَنُؤْجَرْ. They will get sin, they will get rewarded, they laugh at us, so what? You funny? I don't care. But again, young person, hot blood. What did the teacher say? He goes, نَسْلَمْ وَيَسْلَمُونَ نَسْلَمْ وَيَسْلَمُونَ خَيْرٌ مِنْ أَنْ نُؤْجَرْ وَيَأْثَمُونَ. Something like that. I can't find the text, but this is so that it's better that we stay safe, nobody teases us, nobody mocks us, so we don't get abused and mocked and jested that look, the teacher is touching going, and they don't get involved in sin by doing ghiba and istihza and mockery. That's better than us getting reward for being mocked and they getting sin. You see, like the wisdom of the teacher. So sometimes when you want to invite other people, another thing as well, mutafarrid of this, a comparison of this, is WhatsApp post. Even I've noticed as well, it's not, you have some people who just flood WhatsApp groups with just messages upon messages upon messages. Nobody reads them. Like, it's like, if you send like 10 messages in a day, 5 in a day, people don't have time to read. People just ignore them. There's one, I can't remember, it's in Bukhari somewhere. Bukhari, I think it's Bukhari somewhere. So he said, I don't want to see you, that people are talking, everywhere you go, you start talking about deen and hadith. He told the student this, literally said this. Inshallah, when we see, like, I'll do a video whenever we find again, inshallah, next year. So he says that, I don't want to see that wherever people are, you start talking about deen. Like, get them a break. Like, don't try to force it onto them. Do you understand? So it's like, you know, there's a type of deen. Abdullah Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, people say, you want more, you only give us the dars once a week. So Ishqal, why you put a video every day? It's your option, you want to watch it. I'm not forcing it. You want to watch it, you can watch it. I'm not forcing you to watch it. But he said, only once a week. You come once a week. He said, why not more than once a week? So he said, because then I don't want to get bored. Atakhawwalukum. Like, I don't have to go, I don't force it upon you. So you have a WhatsApp group, you're spending message upon message upon messages, like, then they don't read it. So like, it's kind of almost bad because you're sending a Quranic verse, and a person delete the Quranic verse without even reading it. There's a hadith, like you see a hadith, you get frustrated. It's natural, it's a human being that I'm going to get 10 messages and he get frustrated at the messages, so it's not that he gets frustrated at the hadith, so it's not his fault. So he's not going to get a sin for it. But it's still like a bad thing, isn't it? That he's getting frustrated at too many messages, and not at the hadith or hadith, but like the message contain hadith, like sending like 6, 7, and it's like some people are sending them. It's something you have to look at this. Don't send so many messages. And sometimes the amazing thing is sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is different. Like, for example, like I was talking to somebody in Ramadan, and I said, no, Shaykh Ayub, he's got this really good, like, surah, the last part of Shaykh Ayub rahmatullahi alayhi from Madinah Munawwara, the Imam in Madinah Munawwara. He's got this ajib recording of tilawah of the last part of Surah Ibrahim. And I just find it, I just find that, like, it just, every time I hear it, it's my Fajr alarm. I wake up to that every morning. I just find it, like, really amazing, this tilawah. Just the way he reads it, like, it just, something after I don't hear it for a long time, I yearn to hear it, because the way he read it, it felt as if, wow. And I saw somebody else, and they're like, oh, it doesn't really hit them the same way. And this, I got before even hearing my clip, I sent them the forward, they sent the one that they like, and I was like, okay, but mine is better. Meaning, sometimes certain things benefit certain people, and doesn't benefit other people. Allah has chosen for your hidayah, for your benefit, something. So don't try to force anything upon him. So what he was trying, so Hakim Sahrahullah is saying, that you benefit from me, and it's good that you want other people to come to my bayans and my lectures, but don't force it upon them. People start thinking that this guy's like, he's like he's over the top. Yeah. You need wisdom, you need hikmah. Yes? If you know for sure, if you tell him he'll benefit, he won't take the make, he won't think, oh, what's this guy doing? He's a bit like, then you can tell that person, but you need a lot of wisdom. So da'wah, you see, sometimes the maqsood of us is not just to convey the message. The maqsood is convey the message at the right time, in the right way, which brings benefit and not harm. If you see a person doing a sin, and then if I tell him, he's not going to listen to me. So him rejecting the message is worse than him actually not reading the message at all. And maybe 5 years down the line, 5 weeks down the line, 5 minutes down the line, depend. You might get a better chance to say this. You understand? And sometimes you might see that when you attack somebody, the fight is very qali. That's why the ulama say that, munazarat, when you have debates, you're never going to, the other person, because you attack that person, you never, like in a debate, the other person seldomly says, oh yeah, you're right. If you have a friendly conversation, and an amicable conversation, and raise points and questions and all that, what happens then? You do that. Have you ever seen it, like right now you have all these shows about Israel and Palestine, you ever see one person thing? So obviously maqsood is not to come the other person, it's to put the third people, the audience. So in that conversation, none of those two parties ever could change their minds. The maqsood is, let me put a point across so that the third party can actually may benefit. And even then, most will come with a fixed then anyways. So munazara, debate, all that is very benefit. The most beneficial thing is hikmah, wisdom, kindness, and your own amal. Yes? Let's say, for example, the most benefit, if you say young people, the best way to influence your parents, to influence your brothers and your sisters, to influence society, is to do amal yourself. Automatically, it'll have a very slow thing. And if you go about, trying to, like taqwa on steroids, then it doesn't have a good consequences. So it doesn't mean that you give up or you say, oh, I'm not going to bother about it, but it needs wisdom, it needs hikmah, it needs a lot of thought behind of this. So it's very important advice from Hakim Sahih rahmatullahi alayhi. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.